Go to Genesis chapter 9, 18 to 21. If you find it, read it.
And the sons of Noah that went forth of the ark were Shem and Ham and Japheth. And Ham is the father of Canaan.
Mm-hmm.
These are the three sons of Noah, and of them was the whole earth overspread.
Yeah.
And Noah began to be a husbandman,
Mm-hmm.
and he planted a vineyard.
Mm-hmm.
And he drank of the wine and was drunken, and he was uncovered with his tent.
Mm. Up to 21.
That was 21.
Good. Read it 21 again.
Just 21?
Yeah.
And he drank of the wine and was drunken, and he was uncovered within his tent.
Ooh. Wow. You understand what it means? Mm. Who can tell me? So he did what?
He got drunk.
He got drunk. What happened?
I don't understand that uncovered within his tent part.
Okay, I'll tell you. But he said he did what?
He drank of the wine and was drunken,
Good.
and he was uncovered within his tent.
He was uncovered. He was naked.
So, didn't that also mean something else that he was doing? Like, I think you told me this a while ago. I don't know, maybe I'll just let you teach it.
So he was uncovered in his tent. In other words, he became naked, that he forgot that he has to put on some clothes or something to cover his private parts. So his private parts were like TV. Everybody can see.
Oh boy.
You see? Yeah. So that's what happened to him. You get a battery?
Does that have to be changed
Change
every
the battery.
time? Batteries?
Change the battery.
So every week, just change it on Tuesday?
Did you just recently get given your name?
Yeah, because I was asking Daddy, I wish I had another name. Lord, can you give me another name? And then the pastor actually told me, you have another name.
Before you didn't even ask him? You just told her?
Yeah, I did ask him.
Okay.
I did ask him.
But it's nice
And
that
then-
it's already been locked in for you.
Exactly. I didn't know that I had been given one long ago.
Oh.
Back before, because it was so funny with my other name, I went to the Bible and I chose it, and then he told me that the Lord agreed with me choosing Anna, so he actually didn't have to tell me. It was a name that I was already bound to.
Very nice.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't. Anyway, my conversations with Daddy a lot of the time.
Yeah, so Noah got drunk.
Oh, okay.
You see? Noah got drunk, so something happened to him. In other words, when you get drunk, you are under the control of what?
Demons?
Yeah.
The liquor, or the thing in which you drank.
Okay. What else?
You're not thinking right?
You are under the control of something. What is it?
Alcoholic
The alcohol.
substance.
Good. So whatever you drunk, it becomes your slave master.
Yeah.
You see that?
Same with
And it brings you disgrace. Sometimes you are unaware of the disgrace, like it happened to Noah. See, he said he drank so much wine, he couldn't stop. And in the end, he was 100% naked.
That actually used to happen to me too.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is how when you drink or you have something else controlling you, you are a slave to that thing and you are not yourself. You see? Yeah, so you have something controlling you. And whatever that thing wants you to do, that's what you do. If you have so much drink, the drink can say, hey, go and cut your feet. And you won't mind cutting your feet. You see that? If the drink says, stab your stomach, you take a knife and stab it. See?
Scary.
So it's very scary. Wow.
Pastor,
Uh-huh.
I had heard something, I don't know if it's true, that because like so much of like demons or spirits what can enter you when you're drunk, that because our souls are so pure that they can't stay inside us, and that they like hover above us when we're drinking.
Our soul.
Yeah, or like it's like because we can't reside in there with it, that it kind of like hovers above us. That's why sometimes people act completely different, or if they're usually a happy person, they'll be angry when they drink. Or is there any truth to that?
It's not true.
No. Okay.
The drinking demon lives inside your stomach. It's been there since you were born.
Oh man. Oh wow.
Everybody.
How do we get it out?
Good. So they live in your stomach, especially your intestines. So they can choose to be more proactive with you or not. You know. So if they don't let you drink alcohol, they can make you drink something else. They can even make you drink sweet things only and use it against you. Use it to give you some sickness. So they can make you drink anything they want. But sometimes, because they are stinky themselves, they want other people to see that yes, they are in control of you. So they will make you drink and become a fool, and they will be happy. They will be happy and they will be laughing and delightful. You know, yeah, because nothing affects them. Because they don't poop like we poop. They don't pee like we pee. Spirits don't do that. You see? Yeah, they eat human flesh and drink human blood, yet they don't poop or pee. So the spirit world is totally different from the physical world.
People who like say drink by choice or recreationally, do they have different ones than people who are alcoholics?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the same drinking demon that lives in your stomach, they choose when to out you, or to parade you to be doing such. Yeah. But it's not only alcohol they might make you drink. Sometimes they can even let you drink holy water, and they can use that water to do you something.
water.
Yes. Even
People have
ordinary
died
water.
from over drinking water, and it doesn't even make sense.
Yeah.
I know it's a demon because one lady drank like 3 bottles in a row and then died. They said it was water poisoning. I'm like, yeah, right. That has to be a
Yeah,
demon.
it's a demon. It's not a. So, the way they hate us, because every family line, they have specific duties to do. Every family line, either they make the family, the women don't have husbands, or every relationship they have gets destroyed. There are some they make sure they make you a prostitute or something. Sometimes they make you so proud that every man will be afraid of you. Sometimes they have varieties. That's what the Bible says they have wiles. W-I-L-E-S. Wiles. You see? So they are only to destroy us, not for our good. Yeah. So that the one that make you drink, they just wanna make themselves have fun. You see? Yeah. So they make you drink so that when you feel disgraceful, then they are happy. That's what demons do. Every wicked they do us, they are happy with it because that's how they get their joy.
So in the drinks, is there a spirit also? In the drinks, in the alcohol itself?
No.
Isn't there
It's actually
anything?
already in us.
It's the bastard that turn it into something. Mhm. So you can drink alcohol maybe 100% even. It will not kill you.
That's
But these idiots will
was
turn
my
it
question.
into something else.
Yeah, that was my question.
Uh,
Actually, because I was wondering, like, some people can drink abnormally large amounts, and I was never one of them. Because, like you just said, they know how to do something to each one of us. Like my brother, for example, he could drink like a whole thing, and then like another one, and he's like, I could never stop drinking, and he's like, and I wouldn't black out. I was like, out of all my friends, I could just drink them all under the table. But me, I'm related to him. I'm blood sister. I can't drink anything, and then later they diagnosed me and said it's because you don't have enough water, like you're dehydrated or whatever. But I think it's just because the bastards wanted me to just be stupid, like Pastor's saying, like so foolish, like and dumb that I was like obnoxious. But it's like, so the demons can actually keep you alive when you drink something that like shouldn't be. Drinking like three big things of like hard alcohol, you should die, most people, right? So is the demons keeping you alive? How does that work?
yeah, it depends. If God has a purpose for you, then He'll make you just become useless, but He will not let you die. But the bastards, they want you to die. Because when you drink, and according to the weight or the density of the alcohol content, either your part of your body system has to suffer. See, part of your body system has to suffer. But because they live in the body, they make it extreme.
Extreme.
Yeah, they turn into something extreme.
Oh, extreme.
So that you have some effect. And they are happy doing that against you. Sometimes they make you drink a high content something and they use it to cook some. It's so nasty, I don't want to frighten you what they do.
They make you cook your insides?
Yeah, they can cook some part of your body with a drink to eat. Yeah, in the spirit they turn it like a barbecue.
Wow.
Yeah, demons do so many savage things, that's why. So anytime I'm doing deliverance on people, all that I'm looking at is crocodiles and snakes and all this stuff. In human bodies, that's how they turn. You see them mostly like animals. Every spiritual wife, every spiritual husband is mostly snakes. That is snakes, they have grades. Some are like adders, an adder, a snake adder. It's a very short snake like that, but it's very venomous.
Is it black?
No, like yellowish something.
Oh, I always thought those were cute, the yellow ones.
Oh my.
Okay. I always thought the yellow ones were so, out of all the snakes, those were the prettiest.
Oh boy. Wow. Yeah. And some too like, king cobras. Yeah. Some too like ordinary cobras. Some too like pythons. Some too, like, which one the largest? Anacondas.
Wow.
Oh, jeez.
Yes. Yeah, it's amazing how Daddy, allows human beings to live upon all this Satan has crippled human beings with. It's incredible. Sometimes I'll be seeing somebody walking on the road and some snake rear their head just because they see me. They know that I can see them. So they want to bring a fight, against me. So it's a funny world, yeah. But it's amazing how God keeps us so that we don't die. Yeah, it's a mystery. It's a mystery to me because when God started opening my eyes first to see what human beings have, the kind of stuff in them, I was dead surprised. So what? Some people I've seen cockroaches all over somebody's head. Cockroaches, the whole chest full of cockroaches. And the spinal cord full of snakes. And they don't work like one, they bundle together.
Gross.
They are always working in groups, So if you are not lucky, you might have a variety of animals, the spiritual animals. I'm telling you this just to, not to frighten you, but to know that, you have chosen the best option to give your life to Daddy, and you better give it well.
Amen. I receive it.
Okay, if you live here and you go, they will just be so happy. They will just zoom you like that, and you will never find God again. They will, once they take you from narrow road, there's no other road you can go. That's why narrow road places are very few in this world. Yeah, we are very few. Yeah, so much about the spirit, but it's very savage. That's why what that is doing to us now is a very advanced form of divine deliverance. So a lot of times the angels are doing a whole lot of work on us. Yeah, even when I'm teaching you, they are working.
Thank you, Daddy.
You see, yeah.
Jesus,
If I'm teaching you, they are working.
you delivered someone.
It's incredible.
Thank you, Daddy.
Yeah, so we are very fortunate here. Yeah, so take these truths and eat them, let them digest your whole body and do something good for you. Okay? Good. So now we see what happened to Noah. He got drunk with wine. So he said, do not get drunk, because Satan, once you have done it before, or those evil spirits who have made you drink before, they are not dead. They can catch you along the line if you are not careful and let you start doing it again. Because they don't die. See? So be on the alert every time. So that's why that is giving us all these water exercises, just to help us to test our obedience to Him and help us, with, keeping us safe from these pastors. Okay? Yeah. Did anybody miss anything?
No.
I did.
Yeah.
The Sunday waters. Daddy, please forgive me. I forgot to take them out of the, to move them from underneath the bed to the closet on Sunday.
Yeah, anytime you forget something like that, go to Daddy and ask for forgiveness for sin of omission. Okay? Ask for forgiveness of what?
Sin of omission.
Good. So don't take this other thing we are doing for granted. You might think it's an ordinary water or ordinary something. It's not. Okay?
There was, I managed to do them all when I was supposed to, but I was getting in the shower one day and I accidentally hit one of the waters off. And I
Okay.
didn't know what to do, so I just said the prayer and put it back. is what am I supposed to do if
What did you say before you put it back?
Whatever we're supposed to say when we put it there, and then I
Okay.
said sorry and said it again.
Okay, good.
Okay, that was okay.
Because it's not intentional.
No.
Yeah, it's accidental. So you will have any effect.
Okay.
Yeah. But if you totally forget or you deliberately, if you deliberately don't do it, then you are in big trouble. Because that is testing our obedience to Him. You know. And He said we are going to do this for a while. I don't know how long He will cut it off.
I'm so grateful, Lord,
Yeah.
because there's so much deliverance.
It's like every week he changes the way He does things. You see, has it been the same every week?
It's always different.
No. He's always a dynamic God. So He always changes. He knows the tricks of the enemy and how they arrange and plan against us. And that's why every time, He outwits them. Yeah. So you don't give up, okay? You don't get tired and don't give up. Because there's nothing out there for you. I feel sorry for people who take God for granted, because they have no idea what lives inside them. Satan takes you a prisoner, and he doesn't let his prisoners go easily. It takes only God to set us free. Yeah, it takes only God. So some people's life have been just comme ci, comme ça. One day good, one day bad. Just up and down, up and down, up and down. And they don't understand, they think it's just ordinary. Nothing is ordinary in this world. Either you have God 100% or you have Satan 100%. There's no middle ground. Yeah. Okay? So, let's be serious with God. Because when I discovered that I can go to heaven, I let go of all the worldly materialistic stuff. Yeah. I choose God 100%. So do not get drunk with wine, but rather be filled with the Spirit. So what does it mean to be filled with the Spirit? This is God's will for every believer or born-again child of God to be filled with the Spirit. Somebody open to Ephesians 3:19. Ephesians 3.
To know the love of Christ, which passes knowledge, that you may be filled with all the fullness of God. That's pretty good.
Again, yeah.
To know the love of Christ, which passes knowledge, that you may be filled with all the fullness of God.
That you may be filled with what?
All the fullness of God.
Did you give your option? What option do you have here? That you may be filled with half of law of God.
The fullness.
Half.
No.
3/4.
No.
1/4.
All the
1/8.
fullness of God. All the fullness of God.
How much?
All the fullness of God.
100%. See that?
And to know the love of Christ.
Wow.
To know.
So this is Daddy's heartbeat for us. That we shall be what?
Filled with all the
Filled
fullness
with
of
all
God.
His fullness. Because He's given us a spiritual life to live. And He's training us in His righteousness, in His holiness, in His love, and how to feel Him. See that? Say that we may be filled. So when you say filled with the Spirit, it means being filled with the fullness of God. And you can't have that without the Spirit of God. See, God is a mysterious God. So if you are going to have His fullness, it takes something. It takes something. Somebody also go 1 John chapter 5, verse 14 and 15.
Sorry,
1 John chapter 5, 14 and 15.
10 to 15.
14 and 15. 1 John chapter 5.
And this is the confidence that we have in him, that if we ask anything according to his will, he heareth us. And if we know that he hear us, whatsoever we ask, we know that we have the petitions that we desired of him.
Again.
And this is the confidence that we have in him, that if we ask anything according to his will, he heareth us. And if we know that he hear us, whatsoever we ask, we know that we have the petitions that we desire of him.
Wow. And this is what? The confidence that we have in him. That if we ask anything according to his will, he hears us. And say, whatever we ask, we know that we have our requests given or responded to. Yes, but how can you have it? How can you have this request responded to by God?
Have the confidence.
Yeah. So this is the confidence we have, that if we ask him anything according to his will. So how are you going to do it? How are you going to ask, him to have what you want? How are you going to have it?
You have to ask according to his will, not ours. So we have to know his will. Maybe it's yielding, I don't know. Teach me.
So we are talking about being filled. What was the Ephesians? What did it say? Ephesians 3:19. What does it say?
To know the love of Christ, which passes knowledge, that you may be filled with all the fullness of God.
That you may be what?
Filled with all the fullness of God.
In other words, God expects us and wants us to stay filled with him. Stay filled with his Spirit and his presence. Because without that, the enemy will be the one that will occupy you. But we want Daddy to occupy us, our spirits, our souls, our minds, our flesh. We want Daddy to have his home in us. You see? That's why I say be filled with the Spirit. In other words, do all that you can to learn how to be constantly be in the presence of the Lord. Because when you are constantly filled with the Spirit, you will receive his fullness in everything else. But what the most important thing is for you to remain in that condition of being filled with his Spirit. The most important thing is to remain there. To be stable there. filled with the Spirit of God. Wow. And Daddy wants this to be a normal state for his children. That they always filled with his Spirit. And not filled with all this nonsense stuff Satan made us used to have, like the interest of the world, the drinking and all those nonsense stuff. You see that? Huh?
Maybe smoking.
Yeah. Smoking. Anybody smoked here before?
I used to smoke.
I was actually really addicted to cigarette smoking back in the day.
I smoked cigarettes and marijuana in my life.
Oh, okay. And then who else?
I mean, I smoked pot occasionally, but I hated it. I had really bad experiences on it, so I didn't do it more than maybe like 7 times, but I hated it.
I smoked cigars too.
Oh my god, I smoke cigars too. I smoke Black and Milds.
Like miles.
Yeah, Black and Milds.
Is it sweet at all?
It's disgusting, terrible.
It's so
It
gross.
stinks
It's
so
not
bad.
No, I haven't smoked, so I don't know how it feels.
Burns your lungs.
It really is nasty.
Wow.
I smoke Black and Milds too.
It doesn't make any sense.
Oh,
Oh
Jesus.
my gosh, I don't know why.
I used to wonder, when I was growing up, when I see people smoking, there's fire in the cigarette or something, I used to wonder in my head, are they trying to burn themselves? Or what are they doing?
I never thought of that. Burning myself. Yeah.
So when you draw in that thing, it doesn't burn you.
No.
No.
It doesn't burn.
Actually, the marijuana did.
Oh.
I actually had really bad reactions to the
It
marijuana.
burns inside.
It would burn my insides. I would actually feel pain.
You feel a fire in there.
Yes, it would hurt
Really?
so bad.
Marijuana, yes.
Wow.
That's wrong.
Huh.
I don't think I'm the only one. I think it's because you do too much, maybe.
I
But
don't know. Something about it just.
yeah,
burns.
something about it. Some people, I guess, are sensitive, but it would burn me so much, like inside. It would hurt my lungs, my chest, everything. I hated it.
Yeah, it's not general.
I've never tried cigarettes before, but I tried marijuana just a couple times, and when I sucked in, it did that. It burnt all the way from my throat. And I tried drinking, I tried
Yeah, I hated it.
spitting and swallowing, nothing.
And it
it's
never
not
would come
burning.
out, until it would like dissipate out of your system. But
Yeah.
even the next day, I would feel that burning, and I hated it. That's why I didn't like doing it.
Yeah.
I'm asking all this because they just are interesting. They want to see if you are saying truth or not.
Yeah.
Because they know. Uh-huh.
I've tried smoking,
Okay.
but I didn't like it.
How
I
often do you
choked.
try?
I was like, I choked.
Oh, you choke.
Yeah. So,
It's hard your first time because you
Yeah.
like breathe it in, and your lungs are like, what? This is not air.
Okay, wait. Everybody tell me your experience. What's your experience?
My experience is that I used to smoke when I went out clubbing because I thought I was cool.
Mm.
And I used to smoke Marlboro. I never smoked pot because I don't believe in drugs.
Mm.
So I used to smoke Marlboro, and I used to steal, I used to get cigarettes from my friends because I was kind of in denial. So they bought cigarettes and I used to grab from them. And then when I was living here, sometimes I used to smoke in my apartment, and then I stopped. But one of the things that I think to do with smoking is that why people will do it is because I was curious actually, because I didn't grow up smoking. I did late in life, I would say, which is really silly.
Mm-hmm.
And loneliness, I guess, sometimes too. But I think what helps when people smoke, I think, is because it's relaxing. It makes you breathe slower and slow down. And so I think that's why people do it, because people take smoke breaks, because really they could just sit down and breathe, take deep breaths, really. But the cigarettes, and then there's a community as well, like if you work somewhere, the people that go out and smoke, and you have a reason to socialize.
It's a
So I
social
think that
thing.
part is part of the smoking. But it's make you smell, and my parents were against it, especially my mom. So I was never proud of that. But it's not, I wouldn't say I was a smoker.
Oh, they caught you?
No, not really, but I'm just saying it's not something I
Oh, the
was proud
scent.
of.
Yeah.
Yeah, what do you say?
The scent of the smoke.
Still probably could send it, but not really. I was kind of good at hiding things. But yeah, I wouldn't say that I was a smoker, but it was more clubbing, you know, in conjunction with going out to nightclubs. But it's not like I would normally go out and buy a pack of cigarettes and sit and smoke it. But I wasn't that kind of person, really. Anyway.
So you never bought?
I bought cigarette, but I didn't have that habit, like everyday smoking.
Every day, okay.
It was something that I would do maybe if I'm going to a nightclub.
Oh, okay.
If I'm going, because in Sweden they have pre-parties. If you're going to a nightclub, you drink before you go out.
Oh.
And then you meet at the pre-party, and then sometimes have post-parties too after nightclub. So that's when, you know, I would smoke at the pre-party, and most of the time my friends would bring cigarettes. And if I bought cigarette, that was on rare occasions. Yeah, it wasn't like something yeah.
Okay, good. What's your experience?
So, similar to hers, I didn't grow up with parents who smoked, and it was like really not something I was around. But then as I got into more partying when I was like in my late teens, early 20s, I was introduced to it by friends who smoked, and I remember like it's a social thing, so it's like you would do it, you know, when you were with your friends. You'd also be able to get more breaks at work because you're like, oh, you're a smoker, so it's like you'd go out to have your smoke break. It's like if you weren't a smoker, then you had no reason to take that many breaks. So it was like one of those things that helped in that area. But I just wanted to say, I wanted to ask you because I remember the first time I actually tried smoking, and I inhaled and I coughed. But then what's weird is I tried it again like the following week, and of course I've been drinking, and I remember I was actually inhaling. It was like a menthol, and I inhaled, and I remember getting the biggest buzz, like from cigarette smoke the first time, and I was like, this is amazing. I'm like, no wonder everybody does it. Like everybody is like wants to smoke. Because I used to think, why would you want to smoke? Because it's bad for you. But I got this amazing buzz, and it lasted for like a week when I would smoke, and then after that I never got the same feeling again. It was more just like you just get addicted. And so I wondered that buzz, like I wonder if it was spiritual to like get me hooked on it. I never asked you, but do you think, because it was like so weird, I felt like dizzy from the crown of my head to the sole of my feet. I felt this euphoric like dizziness.
Lightheaded.
And very lightheaded, and I was like, but it was like kind of a rush at the same time, like something had entered me. And I was very excited, like I liked that feeling.
The tobacco plant too, it evolved from, because like bugs were eating it, so it evolved so it would make the bugs get this like that feeling that you're describing and fall off and stop eating it.
You can eat the tobacco?
Yeah, like the tobacco plant, the little bugs were eating it, so the tobacco plant like evolved as a defense mechanism to make the little bugs like high and dizzy and fall off and stop eating it.
Really?
Euphoric and then boom, pass out.
Wow.
Yeah, that's what I felt like. I actually felt like I was in a euphoria.
Yeah.
Like it was like, wow. Like it was amazing. But then it, like after that, I couldn't get the same feeling. Like after about a week of smoking, it's like, I didn't get that feeling anymore. And I was like, why? I just got addicted. And I mean, I was really addicted to the extent that I was smoking about a half a pack a day.
Wow. Is he doing okay now?
Yeah, they think that his nose is like rupturing, his blood vessels in his nose.
Jeez.
So they're hoping we went to Providence so that they're gonna send their referral, because Children's, I think that they're overwhelmed with clients, and he should be able to be seen soon.
What? He has a nose? His nose bleeding?
Yeah.
Is it an intentional something? Did he hit his nose or somebody hit him or what?
No, sometimes it even happens sometimes when he's asleep.
Oh.
So sometimes he's not even doing anything and it happens.
Okay. Yeah, I'll check in the spirit to see what's up. Epsa, tell us your smoke experience.
Well, I have had a very sinful lifestyle. I started smoking very early in age. I would say elementary. We used to find cigarettes like on the ground and smoke them. Those were my earliest
How do you find
memories
cigarette on the ground?
because a lot of people smoked. So they would just smoke half of their cigarette and leave it. Or we were insane children, and so we would smoke the little cigarettes. These are my first memories. I think I was in like elementary, maybe like
If you are young, you are always
fourth grade, just
discovering stuff.
foolish. So those were my earliest memories. Adolescence. I don't know how I stumbled upon cigarettes again. My family smoked, so it was like okay to me. It wasn't like taboo. Or I didn't think that it was bad. I actually was attracted to it because it looked cool, and they had candy cigarettes.
They did.
Candy cigarettes, and so we would smoke the candy cigarettes as children.
We're pretending to do that.
Yeah, bubblegum.
Candy cigarettes?
Candy cigarettes.
You
So
inhale it and then you exhale it and it actually
Powder
has the
comes
same effect, right? And then you can chew the gum after. It's bubble
You
gum.
could, it would inhale?
So it's sweet like candy?
it's
Yes.
candy.
It's
It's
bubblegum.
actually a
And it's
candy.
meant
It's
for
gum.
kids. It's
Whoa.
Wow.
Yeah,
I think
so-
I heard them, but I didn't realize they were still around
Wow.
when we were kids.
I see.
Cigarettes, I started early, and I used to take my mom's cigarettes.
Wow.
And I would smoke the whole
You
pack and
steal
get sick.
them? You
Yeah.
steal them?
I would steal them. She didn't know until many were missing, and she's like, "Where are my kids?" Oh no! I don't even know if I
Wow.
confessed to her that I was taking them. Honestly, Daddy, I don't think I did. And marijuana, I started smoking when I was 12. It was so interesting how it started because I used to tell, the campaign Dare to keep off drugs. We had that in elementary. So I was going around after I learned the campaign telling everybody, don't do drugs, don't do drugs. Next thing I know, I don't know how I got introduced to marijuana. I don't even remember, but I'm doing it by myself with a little pipe in the neighborhood behind the apartment complex. So yeah, I would see visions after I smoked marijuana. When I was 12, I started smoking marijuana by myself. And obviously throughout high school, I smoked, and then I became cool, one of the popular kids. Everybody knew me because in high school, I always had marijuana or alcohol.
So did it have an effect on you?
In effect?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Like when you smoked the, how do you call it? The one you just said.
So I would hallucinate terribly
Oh, okay.
when I smoked marijuana. So I never really liked it. I would have visions that I didn't understand. I would see things that weren't there. I was really actually tormented. So it was very stupid that it was like people. I had more friends because I did it, but I didn't like doing it. So it was terrible. But yeah, I smoked marijuana probably until I was like 20, maybe 5, off and on, and then I just stopped. It just wasn't appealing to me anymore.
Wow. Did you smoke something?
I didn't really enjoy it. It gave me really bad anxiety.
Yeah, me
It'd
too.
make it worse.
It'd make it worse for me too.
Smile for me.
So, is it which one is the candy one that you're talking about?
They were candy. It was bubble gum in a package just like a cigarette pack, but for children. They marketed to children in America. That's just how it is. Sin is rampant.
Did they do that in Canada?
It was a little bit different. It wasn't gum, but it was like these white sticks that were maybe like this long and like skinny, like a cigarette would be. And it was just
they had
like
those
hard
here, too, I
candy.
think.
Yeah, it wasn't
Hard
like
candies.
it didn't do any effects like sucking in, but you'd pretend like you're
Yeah.
smoking and then just eat it. And it was candy and it was marketing to kids.
Because I mean, it's
Wow.
getting them to want this.
To do that,
Yeah.
yeah, to play with it. And you think that, oh, you're being cool.
Yeah,
It's not
exactly.
good, yeah.
In Sweden they had them, but it was chocolate inside, so you just open them and ate them. They sold them in small packages like cigarettes. They put chocolate inside, you open and ate chocolate.
And
It's
you eat it?
everywhere.
What did you say?
You eat it?
Yeah, because it was presented as cigarette, but it was in a package, but it was actually chocolate. So you picked it up and you open it and then you ate the stick like inside. It was,
Does it make you booze or something?
no, it was just for sweets for children.
Oh.
But the way they presented it was, the introduction to that, warming up to cigarettes, because the way it was a cigarette package. So it's like no big
Satan
deal.
is so like smart about wickedness. It's like
How Satan is such a rascal.
In Canada, they were even like in little packets, like they're little tiny packets, but they opened at the top, like
Yeah.
resembling a cigarette.
I'm kind of getting a visual that you just said that. I kind of remember seeing that now.
Yeah.
I didn't remember that, but it's like it's the pack that I remember. I actually
Yeah,
remember
it's
it would
like
open
if you
like
shrunk
that.
it really small, but it's the same opening mechanism, like they're trying to mimic.
I think I had friends that might have had that. My mom would not have let me buy it, but I do
Yeah, my
remember
mom knew that's what I
seeing.
was buying.
Yeah, exactly. I do remember seeing that pack actually.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Ah, okay. So now we see that all this, you are still alive. Huh. See how my God loves you. He's kept you alive. Is what I'll call vicissitudes of life.
Can you say that again?
What was the word?
Vic, V-I-C, and is, I-S, and C, S-I, then toot, T-U-D.
T-U-D. Is it
What
one
kind
word?
of word is that?
Is one way.
T-U-D-E or T-U-D?
T-U-D-E.
Okay. I have V-I-C-I-S-S-I-T-U-D-E.
Yeah.
What is
Say it, let me hear. What's the name?
Vicissitude.
Huh?
I will try.
Vicissitude.
No.
No?
Say it, let me hear.
I didn't
You
listen
say it
well.
slowly.
Yeah.
Is it vicissitude?
Huh?
Vicissitude?
Okay.
Still look at it.
Yeah, she's up there.
Vicissitude? Vicissitude?
Huh?
Vicissitude?
Kind of. Yeah, vicissitudes.
Oh,
So,
vicissitudes.
it means changes that comes as you grow.
Wow.
I mean, changes that comes into your life as you grow. Vicissitudes. Vicissitudes of life. Yeah, so, so we filled ourselves with all this kind of junk. But here we are. Daddy has translated it from that kind of destructive world into spirit-filled somewhere. So he wants us to live and be filled with the Spirit. You see that? So if you say be filled with the Spirit, instead of getting drunk or getting smoked and all that stuff, now that page has been turned. And you're going to have to fill yourself with the Spirit of God constantly, every day. You see? So that it can become a normal something for you. And the moment you're able to do that, you have Daddy's presence more with you. See? It's going to help your spiritual life a lot. But in order to, cultivate something like that, you got to learn constant obedience to Daddy. You have to learn constant obedience to Daddy. And learn constant submission. And know that Daddy is trustworthy, so that you can trust him, or learn to trust him. Wow. So a person filled with God's Spirit is always controlled by God's Spirit. You see, he will give you the ideas how to even behave physically. But the control of Daddy's Spirit, it doesn't make you like a robot. Okay? Yeah. He gives you the wisdom to maneuver. It's like how when you are driving on I-5 or some road, you see that, what do you find when you are driving on the road? What do you find?
Crazy drivers.
Crazy drivers.
Barriers.
On the ground, barriers.
The lines.
Lines. Why do we have lines?
You just stay inside them or you'll crash.
Yeah, so that we can share the road. You see that? So you have to stay within your portion of the line. Because otherwise, if there were no line, how will we drive? We can go left and right anytime we want.
The barriers. So we know the parameters to stay within.
Yeah. Wow. So we need to be filled with the Spirit so that we can constantly learn to obey God, submit to Him, trust Him, and yield to Him. But that Spirit will give us self-control. That Spirit will give us self-control. It will not leave us to do as we will. It will help you with your emotions. You can even control your emotions. It will control your physical way of thinking and doing stuff even. And so if you have that Spirit, it's everything that you need. See that? It's going to help you to control your life so that you can live to please God. That's the whole duty of man, to be able to live to please God. Because we got to remember that we didn't create ourselves. Somebody created us. And we are responsible to Him, whether we like it or not. We didn't make ourselves. He said He fashioned us. In other words, He took the time to design you. He put your eyes in the way it is today. He put your nose where it's at. He put your mouth where it's at. He gave you cheeks so that your face will be what? Beautiful to look at. See? He gave you hair for a glory. You see? Wow. So He fearfully and wonderfully made us. What a God. Oh my goodness. But then we would think we are ourselves, so we can do anything we like. Wow. And He says He knows our end from our beginning. This is why when you come to Him, instead of being filled with anxiety about tomorrow, you rather leave it to Him. Because He alone says He knows your tomorrow from your today.
Oh my gosh, you just read my mind. I was literally worried about something just in my head now. And then I'm like, oh Lord.
Yeah. He knows your end. So know that you are just, being deceived and manipulated by demons to cause you to fear about your tomorrow, to cause you to fear about the unknown, to cause you to be afraid all the time.
They're trying to take your peace.
Anybody guilty? Wow. See? Yeah. But God said He knows your end from the beginning. But we have closed our hands and say, God, I won't let you in. I won't let you lead me.
How do we do
You
that?
see?
How do we do that to Daddy?
By not trusting Him, by not depending on Him. Everything He tells us is like, we take it like this. See? But He is reliable. He made you. He said He knows your end from the beginning. He knows how you will end in this world. Whether you are going to be with Him or He will throw you to Satan. Yes. But He has brought us here because He wants us to be with Him. That's the difference between us and those out there. He wants us to actually be with Him one day. See that? So He has kept us all these vicissitudes of life that Satan has had the best part of our lives. But now, what are you going to do with the rest of your life?
Live it to please Him.
What are you going to do with the rest of your life from now going?
Live to please Daddy.
Live to please Daddy.
Consume His words and try to be more like Him.
And figure out fully what His will is so I can just live that.
Okay, Ezra.
Just learn to trust I'm alive today because He's kept me alive. And He hasn't failed me yet. Even though I'm grinded like these guys each question me.
Yeah, they make you afraid too much. Aurora.
Learn to please Him, learn to love Him, to cherish Him above everything, and to live to serve Him with my A to Z. And I desire to surrender my all to Him, and to not be self-willed, and to let Daddy rule and reign in me.
Lucky.
Hard to just give up. Giving up fighting, realizing that, just coming to a deeper realization that, he's all I really got, and that I really need to, be more focused on Him and just surrender.
Okay. Yes, for sure.
I don't even know the question. Sorry, because I'm so after it. You said, what should I do from now on? That's right? Is that what you said?
No. What did I say? What did I say? What was the question?
what do you want?
So you don't even know what we are talking about.
What are we gonna do?
Oh my
At least
God.
when you get halfway around the room, you forget.
What are we gonna do for Daddy? What are we gonna do for Daddy?
From now on. What are we gonna do from now on? This precious word.
So I'm going to work very hard on fighting distractions and focus on him.
Fighting instructions.
Fighting distractions.
Distraction.
Oh, distractions. Oh, okay.
There are too many distractions, and I realize that one distraction leads to another. Because I have certain habits that I do, especially using my phone and the internet. Because I try to keep track of, my language skills. I try to watch something in Swedish and in English and Luganda almost every day. And when I do that, whatever I watch or listen to leads me to interest in other things. And then I end up spending more time online than I intended to initially. It was just maybe I wanted to read Swedish news and listen to them. But then because something is interesting in the news there, then I'm triggered about that, and then I might look up something because it triggers that. And then before I know it, it's 3 hours on the phone or on the internet. So I just need to change my strategy with that and focus on him, because there's really nothing on the news that's more important than him, really.
Okay, good.
So I have to work on distractions. That's my
Distraction. Okay, good.
focus on him.
So I would like to not be fearful of the future and of things that I cannot control. I can't control it if someone hates me. I can't control it if someone despises me. I can't control it if, someone thinks little of me. But what I can control, I can't control what the bastards do to me. The one thing that I want to do, though, is have love lead my life. And so that I need to get closer to Daddy, and to yield to Daddy, to have his way in everything, which means learning how to be malleable in his hands. I don't know how to do this, but I do know that it's really important to Daddy. And I would also love to be able to trust God, not just like having a heart conviction, but actually, what do I do with that conviction? How do I make it practical in my life? I'm trying to put pieces together now, but I'm not there yet. But it's like when certain situations that have always overcome me or had the best of me, I'm trying to figure out, well, what could I do again? Like, what could I do differently? How could I have done this? Sometimes I really don't know, because if I'm faced with the same issue again, it's like I worry that maybe I won't be able to trust God. That worries me, that I'm not able to trust God in every situation. So I'm trying to figure out how to do that practically. I would like that to be my aim, and to also have the conviction that even if Daddy doesn't show up for me today, that he still loves me, and then he will show up for me tomorrow. To like actually believe when I'm going through all of the hell that the enemy puts me through, that I could still have that faith that Daddy loves me.
Okay, good. So, now you understand that Daddy says he knows your end from your beginning. And that's why you don't have to be anxious about anything. But our trouble is that we don't know this God well.
Yes, that's exactly.
That's why we are always afraid of what the enemy plans against us. Because of course the enemy knows that we are ignorant about God. Though he doesn't want us to know anything about God. Even if we know about God, he wants us to know to a certain limit. He doesn't want you to break through their ceiling against you. And that's why they distract us a lot. They do so much against us. But God is telling you that He made you, not them. You see? Psalm 100, 3 and 4. Read.
What was it?
Psalm 100. Psalms, the book of Psalms. Yeah.
Different worlds, right?
Psalms 100.
100.
3 and 4.
Know that the Lord, He is God. It is He who has made us, and not we ourselves. We are His people and the sheep of His pasture. Enter into His gates with thanksgiving, and into His courts with praise. Be
Good.
thankful
Read
to
the 3
Him
again.
and bless His name.
Good.
3
Read.
again. Know that the Lord, He is God.
What?
Know that the Lord, He is God.
Who is He talking to?
Us. We need to
Who
know.
is He talking to?
He's the psalmist?
No.
Daddy is talking to me
Uh-huh.
that I need to know that He is God.
Yeah, us. We need to know that
Who
He is
is
God.
Daddy talking to?
Me, and you. We need to know.
Who is Daddy talking to?
Me, Anna, Ebsa, little Ebenezer.
Who is Daddy talking to?
Gabriella. Me.
Why are you feeling Daddy's taste all the time? Who is Daddy talking to?
Gabriella.
Huh?
Gabriella. Oh my gosh.
When he asks you such a question, mention your name.
Okay, who is Daddy talking to?
Who is Daddy talking to?
Gabriella.
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 Who are you?
Gabriella. Who are you? I'm Gabriella.
Who is Daddy talking to?
Gabriella. I'm like, he's too much.
Who is Daddy talking to?
Gabriella.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay, who are you?
I'm Gabriella. My gosh.
Who are you?
Gabriella.
Who is Daddy talking to?
Gabriella.
Okay, read the scripture again.
Okay. Know that the Lord, He is God. It is He who has made us, me, Gabriella, and not me, myself. For I am His people and the sheep of His pasture.
Wow. Again.
Know that the Lord, He is God.
Okay. Who is Daddy talking to?
Gabriella.
Who are you?
Gabriella. Gabby.
Okay, continue.
Oh my goodness. Know that the Lord.
Do what?
No.
Do what?
No.
Do what?
No. No.
I just touched your little ear. Ask him, did you hear that?
Did you hear that?
He said, do what?
No.
The what?
That the Lord, He is
Know,
God.
Ebsa, that the Lord, He is God.
That the Lord is what?
God.
That the Lord is what?
Is God.
How many believe He's God?
I do. true God.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
I do.
Yes, 100%. I can actually say that one. I know he's God. One I can pass.
Okay, keep going.
Okay, know that the Lord, He is God.
You say what?
No.
Know that
No.
the Lord,
He
Yeah.
is God.
know that the Lord, He is God.
How many know?
Me, Gabby? Is that a question? Trick
Trick question.
I know, I'm like,
You have to believe this.
this, me?
Rhoda knows.
Gabby knows?
Know that what?
Know that the Lord, He is God.
Mm-hmm.
It
What
is,
else?
huh?
And what else?
It is He who has made us.
No, I made myself.
No, it's He who's made me, Gabriella.
Okay, who made you?
Daddy.
The Lord.
Who made you?
The Lord Daddy. The
Why did he make you?
For His pleasure.
In his image.
To be his
Why did he make you?
To be
For
his
His
sheep.
pleasure.
Is it there?
No.
Okay, read again.
Okay. It is He who has made us
Mm-hmm.
and not we ourselves.
Okay.
We are His people.
We are what?
His people.
In other words, we are his beloveds.
Oh.
He loves us so much. See the difference? We are his people. Those that he himself can be proud of. We are his people. Wow. Uh-huh. What?
We are His people and the sheep of His pasture.
And the dog.
And
The
the
sheep.
what?
We
And
are
the
the
dog?
sheep.
The sheep.
The cat.
The
The
sheep.
sheep. Ah.
The sheep of what?
His
His
pasture.
pasture.
What pasture?
Daddy's.
Daddy's pasture.
But Jesus,
His.
the Lord.
What is
God
pasture?
The heaven.
What is pasture?
What is pasture?
His pasture.
Huh?
The sheep of his pasture.
His kingdom.
His pasture.
Is pasture?
His pasture.
Uh-huh.
We've had this done to us 3 times now.
What is this pasture?
His kingdom.
We are the sheep of his pasture.
Pasture.
How many have recited the Lord is my shepherd before? What does it say?
The
The
Lord
last
is
one.
my shepherd, I
Oh,
shall
Psalm
not
23.
want. He leadeth me in green pastures. He leads me beside the still waters. He restores my soul.
He leaded me where?
To green pastures.
Into where?
In the still waters. Besides the still waters.
He makes me to lie down in green pastures.
Good. He makes you what?
To lie down in green pastures.
Why? Why? Why does he make you lie down in green pastures?
It's an amazing thing.
I'm trying to figure that out.
Practice green pastures.
I know.
I've read.
I don't know.
The heavenly
Wow.
life, holy life, spiritual life.
Which one were you reciting?
Maybe because we get to eat Daddy's green pastures by eating His word. So it
A
makes
pasture is a very rich grassland. And what do the sheep eat?
grass.
Grass.
Oh, so it's like eating His word. He brings us where His word could be fed to us. This is His green pastures. We're here. We're here. We are actually lying down His green pastures right now. That's amazing.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
You see the wisdom of daddy.
Wow.
Here's what you get for the University of Righteousness.
Thank you, Daddy.
Wow. So it says, the Lord, go back to the Psalms.
Which
The Psalm
100,
100,
okay.
the 3 and 4 again.
Know that the Lord, He is God.
Mm-hmm.
It is He who has made us,
Mm.
and not we ourselves.
So anytime the devil comes to deceive you, go away.
Green lushy pastures.
Go to
Go and
Daddy's
tell him this one.
green pastures.
Okay. That it is daddy who has made you, not him bastard. You see that? You see, read again.
Know that the Lord, He is God.
Because you didn't know. And that's why he's telling you. You see? You didn't know. So he's telling you. That's why he said, no, hey. He said, hey, look, I made you. If you don't know, I made you. Not you yourself. You were nothing. I made you. And that's why you are alive. I've kept you. That's upon all that your enemies have done to you. You're still here today.
Thank you, Daddy.
Thank you, Lord.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Thank you, Daddy. Thank you, Daddy.
Thank
Oh
you,
my
Lord.
goodness. Upon all that your enemies have done, you're still here today. Wow. See? He made you. So demon didn't make you. They can say all sorts of things because they can only make fake things. They try to reproduce human beings by asking their demons that turn into various types of animals. So they can, in the spirit, they can make a fish go into somebody's belly as a conception. And they will born that person as a human being. That all that they do, they will use a man's sperms to do that. They won't do it like Daddy did his. You know. So they will actually use the man's sperm to do that, to produce that fish. So you give birth to a human being, and his manners and everything is like a fish. But such children, they don't live too long. So most of the kids that are born with a lot of deficiencies, it is just idiots who do them. You know, some are just frogs. Some are tortoise. I've seen them do dirty, very too many. It's pathetic. Yes. You know, if you don't know God, that's your lot.
So what's the purpose of that? Is it cause pain to parents?
Yeah.
To suck their money.
Yeah, because they worship them, you know, and they don't know. I've seen too many of girls being snakes. Yes. Too many of girls being snakes.
Girls?
And they don't, yes, and they don't even know.
What does that mean, Pastor? Like baby girls?
No, girls who have grown up maybe into adults.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, like in India, they have lots of times babies that are born because they worship so many idols that they'll have like babies that are born with like two heads or like weird things that you would not always see very often. And then like one time the baby, I was watching a documentary, was born. It was like what Pastor's saying. It wasn't even a real baby. And it had two heads, and it would live for a little bit and then died, probably about the age of 2. And they end up worshiping it now. They actually made an image.
That's the Hindu stuff.
Yeah, it's really weird. It's really sad. They think it's a god, but it really was a demon in the flesh.
Yeah, so they do all that just to make human beings get attached to demons. You know. So we are very fortunate to be hearing this kind of stuff. You know, you mostly not hear this in many places.
Nowhere. Nobody has a voice like you.
Yeah, because the spirit world, they deceive people too much.
When you're saying that they do it to get deficiencies, are they like responsible for like miscarriages and stuff too?
Yes,
To hurt the parents?
too much. They eat the blood. So a lot of miscarriages, they do it. Especially when they see that the moment the conception comes, Daddy brings a star to shine on the baby's face. If they are able, they will miscarry you by eating the baby's blood.
Before it forms, right?
Yes.
Before everything. That's why, like, there's a lot of early term miscarriages too.
Sometimes the angels will keep the baby to grow up to a certain weight, and they will still manage. They come in a soup, you know. So when they see that the angels are taking care of that baby, they come in a soup, like an army that attack with a huge force.
How are we alive? Like, really, it's amazing.
So they come to do the miscarriage or eat the baby or take it away. Yeah, even when you have a 9-month-old baby, if they want, they can scoop it out of the belly
Oh my.
and put a frog there or some animal. So you give birth to an animal. So you don't know. Yeah, maybe it doesn't happen in America here, but it happens so much in Asia. Yeah, they're giving birth to so many terrible stuff. Because most of them are worshipping the Buddhas and so forth, so the demons show them their powers. You know, it's very, very, very pathetic. Well. So, read it one more time.
Know that the Lord, He is God. It's He who has made us, and not we ourselves.
No, we ourselves.
We are His people,
We are
and
His
the
people.
sheep of His pasture.
We belong to Him. See, He said, we belong to you. We are His people. We belong to Him. He cares about us. We who are living, He didn't make it like we should just come and be nothing. You know, they have deceived our parents. They have deceived us. They have done so much against us. Just because they can, because they are spirits. But they are evil spirits, and you can never know their ways. It takes only Daddy. I mean, if Daddy was not the one that was showing me and making me know things, I would never have known, because they are very deceitful. Wow.
Yeah, I wouldn't have
It's
known.
very easy for them. They will just blind you and you can't see anything. Oh boy. Yeah, people don't know the kind of war we are fighting daily. But you know, that's why Daddy is giving us Himself, so that we can hold Him tight, so that they can take us away from Him. See, but if we are holding Daddy as if we don't want to hold Him, you know, we are so porous in holding Him, yeah, they can easily trip. But if I hold Him tight like that,
Like what?
if you are holding Daddy tight like I'm holding this thing tight,
Oh, we can't see on
you
this side.
see?
He's gripping to hold tight.
I'm gripping this thing.
There you go.
If you hold Daddy like that,
How do you hold him like that?
well, what am I doing?
So do you cling to his word? Like, what do you do when you're holding him?
What am I doing?
You grip him.
But
how do you, he's a spirit, so I can't see him, so how do I grip him?
good. This is the grip the word of God and the teachings you are hearing.
Okay, I receive. Help me, Lord. I need to grip you more. I receive, I receive, I receive. I receive it.
You take all these teachings as if they are small thing or they are nothing. If you knew the spiritual power behind this, you will put your all into it. Grip it like I grabbed this. See that? Wow. So you keep gripping it by practicing what it tells you to do.
I receive, Lord. Help me.
Otherwise, when you just grip it like that, you are not practicing.
Oh, Jesus.
You
Give
have
me understanding.
you have nothing to hold on.
Practice.
You got to practice so that you can keep it. Wow. Brother, come. Daddy wants you to share the dream he gave you. If you can remember.
Can I read it?
Yeah. He just called you out. He said, I want them to hear this.
We were at Pastor's house. It was much different than his original home. It had big open area that was like a gymnasium. We all sat on the floor and received the word of God from Pastor. And Pastor had us go into another portion of the home that had a closed door, much like a bathroom, but except it had no toilets. It was a bathroom and it was huge. You said, close your eyes and open and look at the ceiling. We did just as Pastor had told us. And he said, don't blink for 5 seconds. We did like Pastor instructed. And when we opened our eyes, they had glowed and shined and sparkled. And then I fell on the floor and arose thinking, Daddy. Pastor locked eyes with my eyes, and we were so very happy, though we didn't exchange words. Pastor said, I have something to show you all who wants to see. Like little kids, we were all like, me, I do. I asked Gabby, girl, what is it? She shrugged and said, I honestly don't know. Pastor said, go to my bedroom. We were all running. He had a really tall, massive dresser. Inside the room was a huge, massive bed. Everything inside of his home was humongous. And it even had a huge pillow top mattress that we all jumped on top. Atara was the first in the bed. We all had to put effort to even get on the top of the bed. And we were all just laying there in awe.
Wow.
You know how like when you come from a long journey and you get to really finally rest, we were all very happy children, smiling and loving.
What is that?
You know what that is talking about here? He's showing the mansion I have waiting for me there.
Wow.
Like I keep telling you, how many of you want to be where that is?
I do, Daddy.
See that?
It's a reality, a spiritual reality.
Yes. So this dream, that is emphasizing and making it known to you that it is true.
Oh, wow.
Just like in my heart, I want to see all of you there. And she surely saw all of you there. And even, it's like a long time. So all this long time that we are spending here learning of him and so forth, all is part of your preparation to be there. You see that? All is part of your preparation. So if you take yourself out, will you be there? Wow. Yeah. So Daddy wanted you to know. And that's why he showed it. He said everything was what? Massive, humongous. That's what a mansion is. But it's a spiritual mansion.
Oh my gosh. I'm sorry, I get really excited.
You want to be there?
I don't want to be there. I want it. I want to be with Daddy. I want a mansion with Daddy.
Well, you gotta work hard.
Woo!
You see? So change your lifestyle when?
Now.
When?
Now.
When?
Now.
Good. So that is just telling you that it is true. There's a mansion waiting and you can be part of it. Okay? So, the earthly pain that you have to go through, is so cold, yet we are here in a cold room. Yet we are enduring. We are wearing clothes so that we can keep warm. Now what are you doing? What are we doing here? We are learning of Daddy. So all this is preparation for you. Preparing you to be able to live the kind of lifestyle that He wants you to live so that you can make it there. See? Because now really, we have so much filth in us. See? So much anger, so much whatsoever. I can't even mention them. Plenty. But all these characteristics have to be exchanged for Daddy's character. And that is conduct. Yes. See that? Yes. So we are this is what purification and sanctification is about. That is, He's purifying us and sanctifying us. It means He's taking the old that Satan has indwelt us for so long. He's picking them out one by one. One by one. So you find that at a certain point in time, you have a distaste for something that you used to like. You see the difference? But He has to do you this. He has to shoot you a little bit before you come to your senses. You see that? Yeah. So He purifies you and sanctifies you. The sanctification part is where we become one with His Spirit. Because now we find ourselves being holy, that it makes us holy like Him. It makes us loving like Him. It makes us right with Him all the time. So that we can learn to fear Him at all times. Fearing Him, worshiping Him, exalting Him, magnifying Him daily. It becomes a daily part of our lifestyle. See? Who wants that?
I do.
You want it?
Yes.
You sure?
Yes, 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 yes.
Okay. Get serious, okay? Yeah. This is a serious place of preparation for heaven. It's not about this world. It says, seek ye first what?
The kingdom of God and His righteousness.
And what else?
And all things will be added unto you.
God can even make a way for you, for your physical world, to be pleasant. You might not even have a lot of money.
Yes.
But the few that you have, He will give you peace to enjoy it.
I receive that.
Wow.
I receive that.
So for us, you don't cheat Him, you don't pay your tithes and offerings and give Him. If you cheat, then he will also cheat you. You see that? So you always have to remember that he also enables you, gives you the energy to work, so that what you get, you can give him some. You see that? Yeah. Because he gives you the energy. You might not even think it that way, but it is him. Yeah. Other human beings think it is their own effort, just because of ignorance. Yeah, but now that is enlightening us to know the differences so that it can be well with us. So he said, do what again? Somebody read Psalm 100 again.
Know ye that the Lord, he is God. It is he that hath made us, and not we ourselves. We are his people and the sheep of his pasture.
And the what?
The sheep of his pasture.
And the what?
The sheep of his pasture.
The sheep of his pasture. In other words, every good thing he has, it belongs to us too.
Oh, wow.
That's what he's telling us. Every good thing he has, it belongs to his children also. So we are the sheep of his pasture. And his pasture is green. Whoa, 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 whoa. His pasture is green. So we got to stop sinning so that we can enjoy that his pasture. Run away from sin. What Daddy hates, stop it. Stop being fearful of demons rather than Daddy. See, he is what? It is him who has made you. He knows your end from your beginning. So why are you refusing to trust him and to yield him? You see, he's a spirit. He's not a physical being like me and you. But he has made us. And he's our silent helper, our silent everything. He helps us silently, only we don't know.
Thank you, Daddy.
Wow. I mean, he gives us instruction for us about the water. Do you see him?
No. But I believe without.
You see? Yet he is here.
Through the waters.
Yet he is here. There are so many angels with him here. And in the spirit, we don't have any wall. We don't have any ceiling. So heaven is just looking at us. It's so sweet. You want to see some?
Yeah.
What do you want to see?
I want to
Without
see.
seeing, I want to please him.
I want to see him. I
I
want
wanna-
to experience him. I want to have an
Work hard
encounter
one day.
with him.
One day it will
And
be
believe
good.
without seeing. Blessed is
I
Yeah,
like
did you
to
finish
see
reading
that
it?
scene, but I want to still have an encounter.
Did you finish reading it?
Blessed is the name.
Yeah, she read
Did
it.
you finish reading
Let's see. Know ye
it?
that the Lord, he is God.
Okay.
It is he that hath made us,
Mm.
and not we ourselves. We are his people and the sheep of his pasture.
Wow. We are his people and the sheep of his pasture. This is a great message for us. That's why he wants us to be what? Not be drunk with worldliness or with wine. Now the wine here is representing worldliness also.
Thank you for clarifying.
Okay. So if you didn't write it before, you can write it. The drunk, do not get drunk with wine. It's also about worldliness. Because some of us, we have a lot of vanity
Right.
inside us.
Superior.
Anybody guilty?
I'm guilty, but
Vanity.
I also can see it.
Wow. Yeah. So don't get drunk with vanity.
Is vanity also like you treasure things more than your brothers and sisters?
Yeah.
Or so it's like objects are more valuable than your brothers and sisters.
Yeah, objects and
Yeah.
stuff.
Where you are prideful about certain objects and things like
That's
that.
very insidious.
Vanity, vanity, vanity. So don't get drunk with vanity and worldliness. Rather, get drunk with the Spirit of God.
Righteousness.
Get drunk with the Spirit of God, that you'll find holiness and love, righteousness, holiness and love, righteousness, and the fear of God. Wow. Yeah, so that's it for today. Okay? That's it for today. Do not get drunk.